Hi everybody! For today's Journeys lesson, we are going to be learning about Lewis and Clark and also Sacagawea. Have you heard of these people before? If you have, that's great. If you haven't, don't worry. We'll get learning about them right now.
Lesson 17. Informational text. Read together. Genre. Informational text gives facts about a topic. This is a social studies article. Look for facts about the explorers as you read. Text focus. A map is a drawing of a place. It can show a town, state, or country. A map key tells what the symbols on a map mean. What do the map symbols mean on page 80? Use the key. Lewis and Clark's Big Trip. Meriwether Lewis and William Clark were explorers who traveled across North America many years ago. They walked, rode horses, and traveled by boat. They wrote about their trip in journals. Lewis, Clark. Lewis and Clark asked an American Indian named Sacagawea to go with them. The explorers were sure she could help them talk with other American Indians on the way. One day they came to an American Indian village. Maybe Sacagawea could speak with the people there. She did, and they gave the explorers supplies and horses. Sacagawea helps Lewis and Clark. Sacagawea knew good paths across mountains and through forests. It took the explorers about 2 years to finish their trip. People can travel the same route today by car. Lewis and Clark's route.
On our map on page 80, if we look closely, we can see a map key. This key shows the symbols that we see here on the map. Next to each symbol, there is a name. Next to the blue symbol, it says the word river. Next to the red symbol, it says route of Lewis and Clark. And where there is a black dot, that means it's a city. So when we look at the map, we can see that all of these blue lines are rivers. The red is all of the route that Lewis and Clark traveled. And we see the black dot for the city of St. Louis. Wow, I loved getting to learn about Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea in this story. Now let's go and read our decodable. This morning we talked about words ending with NG and NK. When a word ends with NG, like the word ring, the NG make the ng sound. When words end with NK, like in the word plank, we hear nk. So in our story, plunk, plunk, we will see a lot of words that end with NG and also NK. So as we're reading through our decodable, be looking for these words. Make sure you're following along at home. So let's get started reading our story. Plunk, plunk. plunk, plunk. Drop, drop. Drops fall on Frank's cheek. What made those drops? What do you guys think? Something went plunk, plunk, drop, drop on Frank's cheek. Where do you think it's coming from? It looks like water drops, but from where? The drops got big. Plunk, plunk. Did Frank see what made those drops? No, but Frank did see a hint. A green hose is in the green grass. Frank thinks it made the drops. He is sure it did. So there was a green hose in the grass. Frank says he's sure this is what dropped on him. Do you think this is where the drops are coming from? The green hose leads Frank to this big tree trunk. Who is back there? I think it's Jean. Is it? Is it Jean? Asks Frank. So Frank follows the green hose to the tree trunk. He now thinks somebody named Jean is back by the tree trunk. Do you have any guesses for who Jean could be? Maybe it's Frank's friend. Maybe it's his dog. Let's see what we find out. Yes, Frank, it's me. Did you get wet? Asks Jean. I hope you think it was fun. Oh, so Jean ended up being Frank's little sister. Did anybody guess that? I know I didn't. It was fun, Frank tells Jean. Will you help me rake? We can sing as we rake. Rake, rake, rake. Sing, sing, sing. Which song will we sing? Jean asks. Let's make up a song. Ink, a dink, a dee, sings Frank. Sing with me. Helping you is fun, Jean tells Frank. And it's fun to sing. Ink, a dink, a thanks, Frank sings. What a fun story to read about Frank and his sister Jean. I really enjoyed getting to read our Decodable together. Now let's finish our lesson with completing an activity in our reader's notebook. This week we are focusing on the long E sound. So just like we saw on our eagle card earlier this week, the long E can be seen a few different ways. Whether it is two E's together, E-A that makes the sound, or one of the other ways that we've seen the long E used. In today's activity, we are going to be working with words with long E. We're working in our reader's notebook on page 18. I just circled the page number at the bottom of the page if you need to turn to your page. What we are going to do is circle the word that completes the sentence. We have 5 sentences that each have a missing word. In the dark bolded letters, we will have 2 choices. We'll read the sentence and see which word would fit best. Before we get started, I want you to look closely at this picture. We see a boy and a girl. They are holding something in their hand, and it looks like they are on the ground. So as we're reading through our sentences, remember the picture that we saw. On number 1, it says, I can blank you how to plant seeds. We have 2 words. We have the word teach and the word beach. Which word would fit best in the blank? I can teach you how to plant seeds, or I can teach you how to plant seeds. Circle the word that you think best fits in the blank for number 1. So you'll circle the word that best fits in the blank for number 1. On number 2, it says, these are big blank. Our words we have are bees and seeds. Which word fits best? These are big bees, or these are big seeds. Think about our first sentence and also our picture. What is our topic? On number 3, it says, I will put them in blank holes. Our choices are Jeep and deep. Would you say, I will put them in Jeep holes, or I will put them in deep holes? Circle the word that best fits in the blank for number 3. Number 4 says, help me blank my watering can. We have the words reach and peach. Which word fits best? Help me reach my watering can, or help me peach my watering can? Circle the word that fits best in the blank for number 4. And our last one, number 5, says, before long, we will see a small blank. We have the words beef and leaf. Which word fits best? Before long, we will see a small beef, or we will see a small leaf. Circle the word that best fits in the blank for number 5. Now's the time where we're going to go over our answers for our workbook page. If you're still working, you can go ahead and pause the video now. On number 1, we would say, I can teach you how to plant seeds. I can teach you how. So our topic was we were talking about planting seeds. So on number 2, we would say these are big seeds. We were not talking about beads. We were talking about seeds. In number 3, we're talking about the seeds. I will put them in deep holes. You need to put your seeds in deep holes. Number 5 says, help me reach my watering can. Not help me peach my watering can. We would say reach. And for number 5, we would say, before long, we will see a small leaf. I thought number 5 was funny. We will see a small beef or leaf. All right, so on this activity, we had the words teach, seeds, deep, reach, and leaf. So in this activity, each of the words have a long E sound, and we see it as either E, A, or E, E. So this week we will continue learning about words with the long E in them. All right, so that is going to be the end of our video for today. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you later.